Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Helen and today I'd like to talk about hand position when playing the piano. I have been a pianist for about 30 years and I've taught the piano for 20 years. I'm also a certified teacher of the Alexander technique. When I was a professional musician, I was really struggling myself because I had so much tension and pain in my wrist, in my forearms and also in my neck and in my back. That really limited me as a player, so I've had to gone on a journey of rethinking how I play, readjusting my technique and unlearning so many things. That's the reason why I started this channel, to share this information with you and hopefully inspire you and help you avoid some of the mistakes that I've made. Today I'd like to share 5 common things that I see people do when they play the piano, especially things about the wrist position, using the hand and using the forearm. So let's dive right in. And also, if you're interested in these topics, such as musicians' health and playing the piano in an easier way, having a better technique, having more joy and creativity when you play the piano, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button because then you'll be notified when I post a new video every week. The first mistake is playing with a wrist that is too low. This is such an awkward angle and it causes so much tension in the wrist and also in the finger movements and in the forearm. Having your wrist too low is a very uncomfortable position, both for your wrist area and for your hand in general. This means that your fingers have to kind of move upwards in order to press the keys down. And also, this is why many people play with completely flat fingers or they curve them in an awkward angle. In a healthy piano technique, the wrist doesn't have a reason to drop below the white keys unless it's a really specific situation and you do it for a moment. The second mistake I see people making is consciously curving the fingers. I know what you might be thinking. Every single pianist must have been told at some point to curve their fingers. This is such a bad advice because the hand in a natural position is already curved. There is no need to curve the fingers further. When the fingers are in their rest position, meaning you don't try to straighten them, you don't try to curve them, they have a really beautiful natural curve, natural arch. And that's the position where the fingers can move really easily from. If you try to curve the fingers, especially from the top 2 joints, there's immediate tension and you can feel that probably everywhere in your hand. So let's do a little experiment where you move the fingers freely in the position that they are when they're resting and then curve them and just grab hold of your forearm muscles because that's actually the muscles that are moving the fingers. And now try to move them and you can probably feel quite a lot of work happening in here. The third mistake is what we call finger isolation. Finger isolation means moving the fingers without proper wrist and arm support. In a good technique, the arm should move in tandem from the shoulder onwards, including the elbow, the wrist and the fingers. In finger isolation, the wrist is usually held tight and the arm is not moved much. The fingers move from there. Here's a chord played in a finger isolated way. As you may see, especially the 4th and the 5th look really tight because they have no support from the arm. And these are the 2 fingers that really need the arm support in order to feel strong. Otherwise, they might feel quite weak and tense. And this causes tension in the wrist and in the forearm. Here is a better version of the same chord. Feels like I'm not really moving the fingers at all. I'm moving the arm and the fingers just move because of that. If you're feeling uncomfortable in your forearm or wrist when you play, it is possible that you're using finger isolation and you might also be overcurving your fingers. The 4th mistake is playing with ulnar deviation. In ulnar deviation, the wrist is chronically turned this way, which means that the hand is aligning with the thumb. This is an awkward position as well and it causes many problems with the technique. Make sure that you don't use this angle unless it's really necessary. This can happen when people try to align with the middle C and they try to align with the thumb. Instead, try aligning with your 5, which means that the hand can be in a natural position. The 5th mistake that I see people making is overstretching the hand. When the hand is in a rest position, and that's the easiest place to move the fingers from, The pinky and the thumb are quite close to each other and the hand is kind of closed. This area in your palm is really soft as well. So when you stretch the hand, the opposite happens, meaning the thumb moves away from the fifth and this area here becomes hard. The trick is to find constant ways in your technique to bring the hand back to the closed position. Let's say you play an octave. Even in this position, you can imagine that your hand is resting and coming back to a more closed position while you are on the octave. This of course depends on the width of your hand, but even when you have a smaller hand, you can still imagine that you're not stretching more than necessary. You're allowing the hand to be just as wide as needed and no more than that. Another thing to remember is to bring the hand back to a closed position after you've finished a big chord or after you've finished an arpeggio. So let's say you only have to play these 4 notes. It's important to then not stay in a stretched position and leave the thumb on the first note, but to bring the thumb along so you end up in a closed position right here. I have a downloadable guide for you about piano posture and how to sit well at the piano, how to set up your piano bench and how to make sure that your posture is correct. Go to the description, the link is there, you'll find it there. And also, if you want to join our community to learn more about these things, I have a Facebook group called the Happier Musicians Club. You're very welcome to join that group. The link is also below in the description. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you want to check out the other videos I've made about piano posture, you can find them here. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.